Many say Chihuahuas are more difficult to house train than any other dog breed. What would you say? Is that true? Have you had trouble trying to house train a Chihuahua? In this video, I'm going to give you 7 common mistakes that people make when they are trying to house train a Chihuahua. So are you ready? If you're new here, welcome. If not, then welcome back. My name is Linda. You just met my Remedy Jane. I am owner and editor of ChiChis and of this channel. I have over 25 years experience raising and training Chihuahuas, but besides that, I am so passionate about Chihuahuas that I have spent many years studying and researching the Chihuahua breed. And what I've learned, I want to share with you so you and your Chihuahua can live the best life ever together. If you love Chihuahuas and want to know more about their health, training, nutrition, behavior, then you are in the right place, because that's exactly what we talk about here on this channel. So please consider subscribing. So, are Chihuahuas more difficult to house train than any other dog breed? I'm going to give you these 7 common mistakes so that you can avoid them. Common mistake number 1. When house training a Chihuahua, a crate is an absolute necessity, but you must introduce your Chihuahua to a crate first. I know that the word crate has some negative connotations, and some people think of a crate like a cage. A cage is where puppy mills keep their dogs. A crate, on the other hand, is a place of comfort and warmth and a place of peace for your Chihuahua to go anytime they feel stressed or just want a nap. Dogs are den animals, and as den animals, they like being in a den, but you have to first introduce your Chihuahua to a crate. You can't expect them to just immediately love their crate. And the common mistake that people make when introducing their Chihuahua to a crate is they never put them in the crate unless, number 1, it's punishment because they had an accident in the house, or number 2, when they leave the house. If that's the case, then that crate will forever have a bad association for your Chihuahua. It won't be a place of comfort. It'll be a place of punishment, or a place where they know they're going to be left alone. If you really have an issue with crates, then try a pen, an indoor pen, like an indoor fence area where your Chihuahua can feel safe and still be in the same room with you. Mistake number 2, not establishing regular feeding times for your Chihuahua. Dogs are creatures of habit, and they do best when they have a structure, a schedule, and a routine. And this concept just simply makes sense. If you have a regular feeding schedule for your Chihuahua, what goes in regularly must come out regularly. Establishing a feeding time for your Chihuahua, of course, is up to you and to your schedule. For instance, say you get up to get ready for work, same time every day, and you feed your dog. Might be a good time. When you get home from work, might be a good time to feed them. I suggest you feed your dogs twice a day. Once a day is fine, but most people, I think, prefer to feed their dogs twice a day. So let's say once in the morning when you first get up, you get ready for work before you leave the house, and the second time maybe when you get home from work, or when you eat your own dinner. So just be sure you establish a feeding schedule, one that works for you, whatever that might be. Also, don't give your dog food or treats 2 hours before bedtime, or water. And that way they'll be more likely able to make it through the night without having to potty. Always take them out to potty right before bed, not an hour before, not 15 minutes before, right before you climb into bed. Take your Chihuahua out to potty. Okay, mistake number 3 goes along with 1. As I said, a must for house training is a crate or a pen. And another mistake that people make, number 3, is that they don't utilize a crate or a pen when trying to house train their Chihuahua. Once your Chihuahua has been introduced to the crate, feels comfortable with his or her crate, then it's absolutely a must for house training. Also, dogs do not like going to the potty in the same place where they eat or sleep. But at the same time, make no mistake, if they are left in a crate too long, they will potty where they eat and sleep or whatever. They'll potty in their crate. Once they get used to it, it becomes a habit, a very bad habit. So while you're house training, the reason for a crate or a pen is you never want to allow your Chihuahua free reign of the house all of the time when they are not yet house trained. Put it in a room where the family is most often so that your dog can be close to you. While house training, take them outside to potty often, but always allow supervised playtime outside of the crate. Never, ever, ever leave your dog in the crate all day long and only take them out to potty. That's not good. So make sure they have regular supervised playtime outside of the crate. If you're trying to house train a puppy, the general rule is a puppy can hold their bladder for 1 hour per month of age. In other words, if they are 2 months old, they can hold their bladder for 2 hours. If they're 3 months old, they can hold their bladder for 3 hours, and so on. Mistake number 4, not establishing regular and consistent trips outside to potty. This is a must, and it should be a schedule. For instance, first thing they get up in the morning, take them out to potty. After they've eaten their breakfast, take them out to potty. After playtime, a session of playtime, take them out to potty. After they wake up from a nap, take them out to potty. Before they go to bed, take them out to potty. That is at least 5 times a day that they need to be taken out to potty. If you work and you're not able to do this, enlist the help of a family member or a neighbor down the street. But when you're house training, this is a must. This cannot be skipped. For that reason, some people choose to bring home a new dog or puppy when they're on vacation, or perhaps if they're a teacher or something and they have the summer off. That's when they get one, so they have the time that they can spend house training their Chihuahua. You cannot be lackadaisical. In other words, I don't think I said that right, but in other words, you have to be consistent. You cannot strictly adhere to the schedule one day and not the next. Or you can't be strictly adhering to the schedule for 2 weeks, and then the 3rd week you get tired and you just kind of do it less and less, and you don't pay that much attention to the schedule. You don't stick to it strictly and consistently. I really think this is the number one mistake that people make. People get tired. I know it, like I said, it's a pain to have to house train a Chihuahua, to stick to a schedule, take them out regularly, make sure they get fed regularly, and so on. I know it's a pain, but remember, it's temporary. And if you stick to it consistently, once they're trained for good. I've had people tell me, and I'm not judging, but I've had people tell me that they house trained their Chihuahua and they did just great for 2 weeks, and then they stopped. They started potting in the house again. Well, the problem was they were not fully house trained to begin with. They may have done well for a couple of weeks, but they were not fully house trained. So before I go on, be honest in the comments. Tell me, have you made any of these mistakes before? I did. I have. We all have, I think. And that's the reason for this video. So you can be aware of the common, and that's the reason they're called common mistakes, because people make them all the time. Let us know in the comments below. Have you made that mistake before? Any of them? And if you like this video so far, please give it a thumbs up. Mistake number 5 is not giving your Chihuahua the praise that they deserve when they do it correctly. In other words, not just a treat. Tell them in your happiest voice, what a good boy, what a good girl, And yes, give them a treat. The thing your Chihuahua wants most in this world is to please you. And if he pleases you when he does the right thing and you praise him and let him know, he will continue to do that just to get your praise and attention. Another thing, be sure you have a treat with you when you take your dog outside, because by the time you get back in the house and then give them a treat, they have no idea what they're getting that treat for. The same goes for when they make a mistake, and believe me, they will make a mistake. You come home from work and you find an accident in the house and you yell at them, you grab them, you take them outside and you talk to them about what a bad boy they were. They have no idea. That's something they did hours ago. They have no idea what they are being chastised for. Mistake number 6, that is it. Not immediately correcting your Chihuahua when they make a mistake. So what do you do when you catch them in the act? Or right before, maybe. You might catch them just before they start to. Like if it's a boy dog, he starts to raise his leg. As soon as you notice that, you calmly pick your dog up and take them outside and give them the potty cue, whatever that may be. Some say, okay, potty. Some say, do your duties. Whatever your potty cue is, give your dog that cue and then give them time. If after a little while they don't potty, after all, they just did, take them back in and put them in the crate, wait a little while, and take them out again. If they still don't, bring them back in, put them in the crate, and just stick to the rest of the schedule. Mistake number 7, not thoroughly cleaning up after an accident. Here's a tip. I'm sure you already know. If you always wanted a white carpet and you never wanted it to get dirty, then don't get a dog or a cat or any pet for that matter, because they're going to have accidents. So once an accident happens and you've taken them out and brought them back in, immediately clean that up using an enzyme cleaner, because dogs will smell it and they will go where they've gone before. That sounds like a movie title. They will go where they've gone before. So make sure that you thoroughly clean the area with an enzyme cleaner that will take care of the odor, not just for you, but for your dogs, so they cannot smell where they've already been. Here's a quick tip. I'll put a link in the description below to an enzyme cleaner that I use that is not real common. It's not seen often. I knew no one else who had used it before, but I found it on Amazon. It's got great reviews and I've used it and it is awesome. The best stuff you can buy. And I'll put a link in the description below. And the fact that dogs like to go where they've gone before, you can use this to your advantage for easy backyard cleanup. If you want them to go in one certain area in your backyard, take them always, when you take them out to potty, take them to that very same spot. And once they go there over and over and over again, that is where they're going to go potty. Easy backyard cleanup. I said 7 mistakes. I've got one more for you. Number 8, using a crate that is too big. Make sure the crate is big enough for your Chihuahua to stand in and turn around in, but not big enough that they can go potty in a corner somewhere and then spend their nap time up further away. If the crate is too big for them and they're allowed to do that, to potty in the crate, they get confused and they won't know, is it okay to potty in my crate, potty in the house? So these are the most common mistakes that people make when they are house training their dog. And as I said before, the number 1 reason is not making sure they are fully house trained. All dogs are different, but most dogs take between 4 and 6 months to be fully house trained. And you must stick consistently to that schedule for that long. You give up too early, they may not be fully housebroken and are house trained, and they're going to have accidents down the road and you're going to get frustrated. your dog might be just a little more stubborn and might take a little bit longer. If that's the case, so be it. Just stick to it until they are fully house trained. So in answer to the question, are Chihuahuas more difficult to house train than any other dog breed? The answer is no. Chihuahuas are not more difficult to house train than any other dog breed. Again, yours may be a little stubborn and take a little longer, but so might the Boston Terrier down the street, or your best friend's lab, or someone else's German Shepherd. They're all different. But most dogs, 4 to 6 months, give it at least 4 to 6 months. Maybe you did stop too soon. Then what do? Or if you get a rescued dog, it's going to take that dog a little time to get acclimated to his or her environment. So give them time and be patient if they do potty in the house a few times. But once they know where and how and when to go potty, then that should be it. But maybe that Chihuahua that you just rescued or got from the shelter wasn't really fully house trained. In that case, or if you stop too soon and they're still having accidents in the house, my suggestion is, you won't like it, but it is necessary. Go back to step one. Go all the way back to step one and start all over again. And it won't take 4 to 6 months the second time. But you still have to be consistent and you still have to stick to the schedule. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you know someone you think might benefit from this video, then by all means share it with them. Liking, sharing, and commenting, all those things help me to continue bringing you valuable Chihuahua information, and it helps other people find this channel. And until we meet again, right back here on this channel, my 3 Chihuahuas and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and lots of sloppy Chihuahua kisses. Bye.